This is a walkthrough for this AQA GCSE Maths paper from 2024, the summer 2024 series. This is a non-calculator paper. I'm going to work through every question. I would suggest you download the paper, answer a question, and then watch my explanation to see if you've got it right or not. Work out 280 divided by 7. Some people can work this out mentally. You might want to use the bus stop method because we're dividing by 7. 7 goes on the outside of your bus stop. 7's into 2, 0, carry the 2. 7's into 28 is 4, 7's into 0, 0. The answer is 40. Work out 1062, subtract 438. I am going to use the subtraction method. 2 take away 8 you can't do, knock and borrow. 12 take away 8 is 4, 5 take away 3 is 2, 0 take away 4 you cannot do, knock and borrow. 10 take away 4 is 6. The answer is 624. Okay, next question. Complete the statement. 2 meters into centimeters. Well, we know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So 2 meters, 200 centimeters. Complete the statement. 8 kilograms to grams. So we know that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So 8 kilograms must be 8,000 grams. Convert 24 kilometres into miles. We're told that 8 kilometres is equal to 5 miles. We want to work out 24 kilometres. So 24, 8 times 3 is 24. There are 3 lots of 8 into 24, so we need to times this by 3, which gives us 15 miles. Here is a centimetre grid. What percentage of the grid is shaded? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16. 16 squares, but just looking at it, you can see half is shaded, right? What's half? 50%. Kai has shaded 2 small squares of this centimetre grid. He wants 3/4 of the grid to be shaded. How many more squares must he shade in? So 3/4 is 3 in every 4. So each column is 4. I'm going to shade in 3 of each column. How many more is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here is a list of numbers. 6.92, 7.27, 7.18, 7.14. Use one number from the list to complete each statement. The number closest in value to 7 is, okay, well, that is the lowest for the 7.14. The 7.14 is 0.14 away from 7. But what about the 6.92? 6.92 is 0.08 away from 7, so 6.92 is closer. The number that rounds to 7.2 to one decimal place, this would round to 7.1. 7.18 would round to 7.2. Between 7.1 and 7.2, closer to 7.2. Here is a list of 6 numbers. Use 2 numbers from the list to complete each statement. 2 numbers add to make -1. Okay, so -5 add 4 would give you -1. And 2 numbers that will multiply to make 20. Two negatives multiply to make positive. If you just look at the positive numbers, none of those multiply to get 20, so it's got to be 2 negatives. -10 and -2. Here are 4 lines on a square grid, which 2 lines are parallel. Parallel lines never meet, so it's got to be S and Q. Here is a different grid. There are 4 points on this grid that each have both coordinates that are whole numbers, and the x coordinate plus the y coordinate equals 3. Plot the 4 points on the grid. Okay, well, if x was 0, we only go up to 3, don't we? 0 add 4, 0 add 3 will give you 3, so that point there, 0 add 3 is 3. The x coordinate is 0, the y coordinate is 3, 0 plus 3 is 3. X coordinate 1, y coordinate 2. X coordinate 2, y coordinate 1. This one, 2 add 1 is 3, 1 add 2 is 3. And this one here, x is 3, y is 0, 3 plus 0 is 3. Write down value of 3 squared. So the power 2 means you're multiplying 3 by itself twice. 3 times 3 is 9. Write down the square root of 144. Well, what number multiplied by itself gives you 144? 10 squared, 10 times 10 is 100. 11 squared, 11 times 11 is 121. 12 squared, 12 times 12 is 144. The square root of 144 is 12. Write down the value of 2 to the power 4. This means we're multiplying 2 by itself 4 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Times by 2 is 8. Times by 2 is 16. At a restaurant, vegan pizzas have 2 toppings. Toppings are sweet corn, mushrooms, peppers. Complete the list to show all the possible pairs of toppings. So sweet corn and mushrooms, sweet corn and peppers, or mushroom and peppers. At the restaurant, dough balls can be ordered in small portions and large portions. A group of people want to order exactly 44 dough balls. Show how they could do this. Okay, so I want to get into a situation where I keep on adding the large portions of 10 dough balls. So I'm going to go with my 6 times table until I get like a 4 as the last digit, if that makes sense. Hopefully you'll see in a minute anyway. So 6. If I add lots of 10s on top of that, I'm just going to get 46. That's not going to work. 12. Same with that one. 18, 24. Now that could work. So I've got 4 small portions here. And then 24, 34, 44. I've got my 2 large portions here, if that makes sense. So number of small portions 4, number of large 2. Salma has £10 to buy apples and oranges. She buys 9 apples and as many oranges as possible. How many oranges does she buy? So 9 apples. So 25 times 9, however way you like to do a multiplication like this. 5 times 9 is 45. 2 times 9 is 18. Add 4 is 22. So her 9 apples cost her £2.25. So what is £10 minus £2.25? We need to work out how much is left for her oranges. You might be able to work this out mentally. I'm just going to show you a written method. 0 take away 5 you can't do. Can't borrow there, can't borrow there, got to borrow here. 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 2, 7. 9 take away 2, 7. So £7.75 left to spend on oranges. Okay, each orange cost me 60p. So, there's a few different ways you can do this. So I'm thinking 10, 60, I'm going to use a bit of a trial and error method. 60 times 10, 10 oranges, 600 pence, £6. So you can see we've got £1.75 left to spend on oranges. I've got 10 at the moment. How many more can I get? So £1.75 is 175p. So I've got 60, we'll go up in 60s, 120, 180p, which should take me over. I've got 2 more oranges left here. So I've got 10, 11, 12 oranges. Question 9. Alina and Sue play netball. The number of goals they scored in 8 games is shown. Complete this table. So Alina's median they've already found. We're going to need to find Sue's median. To find the median, order the number from smallest to largest, which is already done. Find the middle number. So that's going to be crossed off that. There's 2 middle numbers. What number is in between 20 and 22 is 21. Find Alina's range. You find the range by doing the biggest number, subtract the smallest number. 14. Which player scored the more consistent number of goals? So for consistency, you need a smaller range because it shows the numbers aren't spread out. So it's Alina. And the reason is smaller range. Question 10. Work out 35% of 1,200. So on a non-calculator, always find 10% first. 10% of 1,200. To find 10%, we divide 1,200 by 10. 10% is 120. Let me use that to get 30%. 30% is 3 lots of 10%. I'm going to times this by 3. 120 times 3, well 12 times 3 is 36. Let's stick a 0 on the end. Let's use our 5%. Let's use our 10% to get our 5%. 5% is half of 10%. So half 180 to get 60. So this is my total for 35%. So I need to add these values together. 420. A window cleaner uses this formula. C, cost in pounds, is equal to 2W plus 5, where W is the number of windows to be cleaned. How much does it cost for 6 windows to be cleaned? So C equals 2 times 6, because 2W means 2 times whatever W is, plus 5. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 5 is £17. Cost for another customer was £24. Show why this cost must be incorrect. I'm just going to put it equal to my 2W plus 5. I'm going to solve this equation by taking 5 off both sides. Dividing by 2. Well, 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. You have 9.5 windows. So can't have 9.5 windows. Question 12. 2 bags X and Y each contain coloured discs. In bag X, there are 7 out of 20 of the discs are red. Bag Y, 2 out of 5 of the discs are red. Which bag has a greater proportion of red discs, X or Y? Well, to compare these fractions, the denominators need to be the same. So we need to make 2/5 out of 20 times 4 times 4. So 8 over 20 is bigger than 7 over 20. It's bag Y. Two friends share £240 in the ratio 1 to 3. Work out the larger share. With the ratio, I always imagine it as boxes. You've got 1 part and 3 parts, which in total is 4 parts. 240 divided by 4. 4's into 2, 0, carry the 2. 4's into 24 is 6, 4's into 0, 0, so it's 60. Each part is worth 60. Like this. Oops, no, not like that. To work out the larger share, so you've got 3 lots of 60 here. 60 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 180. A tennis player wins or loses matches in the ratio 5 to 9. You've got 5 parts here, 9 parts here. How many parts are there in total? There's 14 parts in total. What fraction of matches do they win? So it's 5 over 14. Question 14. Here is a multiplication table. Work out 3,843. Just looking for that on the table. Divided by 63. Give you 61. Work out 6.1 times 6.7. Well, 61 times 67 is 4,087. 10 times smaller, 10 times smaller. We need to make the answer 10 times smaller and 10 times smaller again. So divide it by 100, 40.87. 63 times 66. Oh, we don't have a 66 here. But 65. Well, let's just see what's the closest we can get to that. Oh, we've got 63 here. So 63 times 65 is 4,095. So I've got 65 lots of 63. I need I want 66 lots of 63. I need to add another 63 to this. So 4,158. Question 15. These two triangles are congruent. Write down the value of x. Congruent shapes are exactly the same. That length is 8, that length is 5, so the other length must be 6. X is 6. C and D are positive numbers. C is even, D is odd. Tick a box for each expression. Okay, so C plus D. What's an even plus an odd? So an even plus an odd is odd. Let's just try another one. An even plus an odd, odd. So an even plus an odd, odd. 4C. Okay, so what's 4 times an even number? Even. C divided by 2. So an even divided by 2. We've got an odd and an even, so I can't tell. A linear sequence has first term 10. First term plus the second term is 39. So the first term plus the second term equals 39. 39 take away 10 is 29. The second number must be 29. So can you see that the common difference here is 19, going up by 19 each time? Because 10 plus 19 is 29. So let's add 19 to get the third term, fourth term, and fifth term. So for me, I think it's going to be easier to add 20 and take off 1. 29, 39, 49, 48, 48, 58, 68, 67, 67, 77, 87, 86. So fifth term, 86. Oh, can't see this question. Work out the area of the triangle. To work out the area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. So base times height. Okay, not that easy to do without a calculator. So 20 times 6.3. I'm going to work out 6.3 times 2 first, and I'm going to multiply it by 10. 2 times 3 is 6. Decimal point goes here. 2 times 6 is 12. So 2 times 6.3 is 12.6. I need to times that by 10 now. I'm timesing it by 20, not 2. If I times by 2 and times by 10, it's the same as times it by 20. 126. And then 126 divided by 2. A few different ways you can do this. I'm going to use the bus stop method. 2's into 1 is 0, carry the 1. 2's into 12 is 6. 2's into 6 is 3, 63 centimetres squared. The vector minus 3, 7 translates A to B. Write down the vector of B to A. So this means 3 left, 7 up. So then we'd have to go, we're going back, we'd have to go 3 right. So 3, positive 3, and 7 down, negative 7. The attendance for a rugby match is 8,400 people to the nearest 100. The minimum possible attendance, half of 100 is 50, take off 50, 8,350. The maximum possible attendance, well, if I added 50, 8,450 would be the upper bound, but because we're dealing with people, 8,450 would round up, so it's 8,449. The table shows the number of workers at a company in different years. A time series graph is drawn to represent the data. So as you can see here from the graph, 2015 is plotted against 29, and they've done 1, 2, 3, 4. First 4 points have been plotted. Complete the graph. So we need 2019 goes with 62. Be careful on your y-axis. It's not actually going up in 1s, it's going up in 2s. Just make sure you draw that accurately on the grid. 2020 to 70. 2021 to 76. 2022 to 80. It's drawn with straight lines. Estimate the number of workers at the company in 2023. Okay, so we know it's definitely going up here. I have looked to check what values, what's the range of values you can have in your answer, because you can have quite a lot of values. And it's slowed down, but it's still going up quite considerably. So I'd say 84. But you have actually been allowed, you'd have the mark for writing anything between 82 and 90. Here's a cone. Curved surface area of the cone, so that's like kind of this curved bit around here is pi RL, where the radius is r and L is the slant height. Beth tries to work out the curved surface area in terms of pi. Curved surface area is pi times 5 times 12. Okay, so pi she's used, r as a radius is 5, yes. L is the slant height. Well, she's used 12, 13 is the slant height, so she hasn't used the slant height. She's mistaken the slant height for 12. 12 is your perpendicular height. Adam uses pi equals 3 to estimate the area of the base of the cone. Work out his estimate. So the base of the cone is pi r squared. It's a circle. Pi times radius squared. He's rounding pi to 3, so it's 3 times radius of 5, 5 squared. 3 times 25, 5 times 5 is 25, so it's 75. Beth uses 3.14 to estimate the area of the base of the cone. Is Beth's estimate more than or less than Adam's? It's got to be more because she's used a higher value for pi. 23. Each day Eric drinks a quarter of a pint of milk in the morning and half a pint in the afternoon. How many pints of milk does he drink in 30 days? Well, a quarter plus a half. So you probably can just see this is 3 quarters, right? Half is 2 quarters, 2 quarters plus a quarter is 3 quarters. We need to multiply that by 30. How do we multiply fractions? Well, we need to make 30 into a fraction first by using a denominator of 1. 30 times 3 is 90. 1 times 4 is 4. Let me just divide them using the bus stop method. 4's into 90, 2. Remainder 1. 4's into 10, 2. Remainder 2. And then 4's into 20 is 5, so 22.5, 22 and a half pints. 22.5. Solve the equation. So first of all, we need to balance out the x's by taking 4x off both sides, which leaves us with 3x minus 22 equals 29. I'm going to add 22 to both sides. I'm going to write it. You can probably work this out in your head, but if you're unsure, 9 plus 2 is 11, 2 plus 2 is 4, add 1 is 5. And then we're going to divide both sides by 3. 3's into 51. 3's into 5 is 1. Remainder 2. 3's into 21 is 7. So the answer is 17. In a house, the floor area of the living room is 26 metres squared. The floor area of the kitchen is 16.4 metres squared. Express the area of the living room as a fraction of the area of the kitchen. We just need to literally write it as a fraction. We need to simplify it. So I want to get rid of the decimal first by timesing both numbers by 10, which gives me 260 over 164. Then these are both even numbers, so I'm going to divide them both. I'm going to halve them both. So 130, 82. They're still both even, so I'm going to halve them both again. 65 over 41. Question 26a. Represent x between minus 2 and 4 on a number line. So there's no equals on the inequality sign, so we just need a circle, which is not coloured in on 2 and 4. X is bigger than minus 2 and less than 4, so we just need to join it with a line. Solve the inequality. So first of all, I need to take 14 off both sides, which gives me 5y is bigger than or equal to minus 3. And I need to divide both sides by 5. So y is bigger than or equal to 3/5. You just really do it like an equation, but you just leave your inequality sign in. And last question. Describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So is it enlargement, rotation, reflection, translation? Well, we can easily see it's enlargement. Now just be careful. We are going from shape A to shape B. So it has actually been reduced, right? But we still see enlargement. To get the scale factor, we need a length of the enlarged shape divided by a length of the original shape. 2 divided by 4, is the same as a half, or you might have 0.5. So scale factor is a half, which makes sense because from B to A it's halved in size. Okay, next to find the centre, so for the third mark you need the centre of enlargement. So you choose one corner, the same corner on the enlarged shape. You draw a straight line through those 2 corners. You need to do the same from a different corner. So whatever corner you choose from the original shape, you've got to choose the same corner for the enlarged shape. And wherever they meet is the centre of enlargement. It's quite difficult to draw on here. I will try. Alright, I'm going to pause this and draw it properly. Okay, there we go. So the centre is where the lines meet, which you can see has the coordinates 1, -7. So centre of enlargement is 1, -7.